adapt to this concept or this strategy, because it needs a lot of practice. It needs a lot of back and forth practice between you and your teams. And by doing so, once you do that practice again and again and again, and maybe in the field, off the field, in your office, on your prospects, and once you're comfortable utilizing the strategy, then eventually you'll end up closing a lot of deals, and you may end up also reaching to a lot of strategic decision makers. So I think I said a lot in my my answer to your question, Simon, but I was really excited because this is one of the concept that I truly love and I truly enjoy, and I feel like it's really effective when it comes to solution sales or complex sales.
Absolutely. And thanks for the insights, Wajid. I think that we can unpack a lot from what you share. And some of the things I capture, which I think are quite relevant, is number one is by using storytelling, we can make the offering, the solution, the service more relatable to the customer, so customers can relate to that story. One of the things you mentioned in terms of emotion, connecting, I see it as humanizing in a way the brand, what you're building, and ultimately by humanizing that concept of product solution, you are building that trust with your prospects, with your customers. So it's two things that I capture from the storytelling approach. And one interesting thing, I was doing some research, and I found that it's like normally stories are up to 22 times more memorable than facts, right? Like, so that's one of the things, like what people, customers, they keep in their mind, they will remember. So there are more, higher probability for them to remember a good story. They're more memorable than a simple fact. So those sort of things to keep in mind. And ultimately, when you have those discussions, you make them relatable to the customer. You, as you mentioned, you humanize that discussion, right? So you build that trust. And I think that goes into a few things that you mentioned as well, like different aspects in terms of the challenging sales and going into different elements. But yeah, the foundation is being able to build that connection, to connect with the customer. And if you can do it by obviously leveraging storytelling, I think it goes a long way, and that can help you as well. Like if you have similar cases, customer success stories that you can share in a way that they're relatable to the customer, that's something that gets really powerful in the sales process. So those are really good insights. I know we wanted to also go into some other aspects about storytelling and how they might be tied to reference, customer referrals, success stories from the customers, and how they can be very powerful when advancing an opportunity with a prospect. But what are your thoughts around that? And how can we connect those two things, right? Like the art of storytelling, building those blocks when it comes to story, but also making that story very relatable to the customer by using also facts, by using elements even from the same industry, even from obviously same or similar customer success stories.
Yeah, so absolutely. I think it's, as I said earlier, it's really important for anybody who is at this point in time in the sales role, and they're into selling complex solutions or complex sales, even if it is a product, right? But if it is something that is solving complex problems, then utilizing this concept is so effective that, as you said, it's going to give you a lot of emotional level connection with the customers. But at the same time, what it does is that by utilizing this concept, you are making your customer becoming part of that whole storytelling model. So what I'm trying to tell here is that, for example, you're selling a solution which is solving, let's say, a problem to the energy industry, right? And now we know that energy industry is not just specific to a certain geography or certain territory. It's a global thing. and maybe in some